It's all about family atmosphere here with Dumas Demon Football Program, and this year it's taken to a new level. This is the second part of a four-part series where we look at what it means to be We Are One family. I'm Zane Powers, and this week I'm joined by the Waddells. And Coach, why don't you go and introduce yourself, tell everybody what you do.
Yeah, I'm David Waddell. I'm the offensive coordinator and assistant athletic director.
All right. And guys, why don't you introduce yourself? Hayden, you go first.
I'm Hayden Waddell, receiver number 1 on varsity.
What position do you play?
Wide receiver.
There you go.
I'm Reese Waddell, and I'm a safety on varsity. I'm number 5.
Okay. We're here to talk about the family connection of Dumas football. Coach, talk about the atmosphere that's been implemented here with the family emphasis.
Well, I mean, Dumas is a real family-oriented place to begin with, and so it makes it real easy to, for our kids to come in and kind of accept each other. It's a very accepting community. From day one when we moved here, my kids never had a problem fitting in and being accepted by others. But, just within this locker room, you've got, a bunch of guys that just love each other, and you've got a coaching staff that loves one another. And I think that just, that's important for our kids to see us laughing and having a good time with each other. And I think it's just a real healthy atmosphere. But it's, it's a pretty unique place. It's not like any place that I've been as far as just being family oriented. The kids come up, shake your hand after the day is over. They really appreciate what the coaches have to offer and what their teachers have to offer. And so, there's just a lot of, there's a good bond here with people in this community.
Hayden and Reese, talk about the brotherhood atmosphere inside here with your teammates here in the locker room. Hayden, why don't you go first?
Well, it really is a brotherhood inside here. All of us, we get along really well. We love to hang out on and off the field. All that does, that just boosts our chemistry on the field, so we're able to perform well to the best of our ability.
I think that everyone's connected and that everyone's always holding everyone accountable. So if someone messes up, and they tell them. All
right, that's good. The coaching web is interesting, Coach. Many times early in your career, it's a lot about who you know. Maybe it's where you're from that'll pull you to different jobs and kind of where you go. I know that you had a stint early in your career with Coach Dunham, I think at Abilene Cooper. Talk about that connection and how eventually it led to you guys moving here to Dumas.
Yeah, we both came to Abilene at about the same time. It was 2007. I believe he came from here, from Dumas, and I was coming from a small town in West Texas. And, we spent 4 years together. He was on the defensive side, obviously, and I was on the offensive side as a tight ends coach. Throughout those 4 years, my wife kept Parker as in daycare, babysat Parker, and the boys would play every now and then. And so, we knew each other from that time. And, at the time I came here, he had actually contacted me the year before when they were looking for an OC. And I couldn't come up for an interview when they wanted me to come up. And I just said, let's call it good. And then the next year when he got the job, I just texted him one day and said, "Hey, are you going with your brother? Are you staying in Dumas?" He said, "No, I'm the head coach now." He said, "I'm looking for an OC again." And I said, "Well, I'm looking around, I'm shopping around." And so I gave him a call. I really didn't have any other doors open. And you kind of know when that happens, when God slams the door in every other direction and he opens one up and it's like, well, you need a job, and here's a job. And I really didn't know. I'd never been north of I-20 in my life. And so, as you can imagine, I drove all the way up here. It was like driving to Canada almost. And so, but the Lord works how he works, and he said this is where you need to be, and it's been a really good place for us.
Yeah. Hayden and Reese, how does living in other places compare to Friday nights in Dumas?
It was really different than anything we've ever experienced. And all we know is kind of small school stuff. We've never seen something like this. The atmosphere is just different from anything we've ever experienced. So
It's a bigger town. I haven't lived in a town too big that I remember. Hayden lived in Fort Worth, but I wasn't alive, so much bigger town. It's a lot different.
Yeah. Coach, you've been the mastermind between two of the highest scoring seasons in points per game in Dumas football history. Was there any hesitation in taking the job here? Was it something immediately that you knew was, what God had for you?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. There was hesitation. I didn't know anything about this place. The only memory I had of Dumas was when we played them in 2009 when we were at Abilene and beat them pretty handily.
Yes.
And I didn't know anything about the Panhandle really. And so it was a leap of faith for sure. I don't know about the mastermind thing. I will speak on that.
I'll give you some credit there, Coach.
I will speak on that just a little bit. The product that we put on the field is a direct result of the program. And so, it's easy to call plays on Friday night, to call defense on Friday night, to run our special teams. Everything that we do on Friday nights is really a product of what we've done from December all the way to early August when we started playing. So the program and the process to get to the point where we break records and where we win playoff games is a result of that. So
that's awesome. Hayden, you were finishing up, I think, your 7th grade year when you guys moved here, getting ready to go to 8th grade. When your dad was named coach here, what were your thoughts?
I did not want to come at all. I was really hesitant. I remember he lined us up all in the living room in San Angelo, and he just told us straightforward, he's like, all right, well, we're moving to Dumas. And that's how I found out. And he lined us all up. He's like pointed to Reese. He's like, you're staying. He pointed to Pete. He said, you're staying. And he skipped over Olivia, and he pointed to me. He's like, you're coming with me. I started crying. I did not want to go.
How has it worked out?
It's been great. I'm so glad I went. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not in San Angelo anymore. I'm glad I'm here.
All right. Reese, I think you'd have been maybe in 5th grade, getting ready for 6th grade. What did you think?
I wasn't too fond of the idea at first, and I kind of thought I had more time than I did because I didn't really want to move from my friends,
Sure.
But I'm glad I moved to Dumas, though. Dumas it's like a hidden oasis. I like it. It's a
All
good
right.
community.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Coach, what has it been like, and what is it like being able to coach your sons on a daily basis?
I'm not going to lie. It's there's something about watching your kids take the field and contribute in a meaningful way that, starting way back when Hayden first put on a uniform, we were at a really small school and we didn't have enough 7th graders, or we didn't have enough junior high kids to we needed some 6th grade help. So his 6th grade year, he got to tag along and play a little bit. And then, from there on, he's just grown into a really good football player. And then Reese coming up, it's really, that just kind of adds another dynamic. I didn't know if I'd ever had 2 kids on the same field at once.
Yeah. But
it's really special to watch them. Kim got a picture a couple of weeks ago when we played in Odessa at Ratliff. That's where I grew up, and it was neat seeing all 3 of my boys, my youngest being out there as a ball boy, all side by side on the sideline on the same field where I played. So really cool.
And I think, for people to understand, even as these guys are going in and playing junior high games, it's hard for you guys, almost impossible for you guys to make those games because you're getting ready for stuff that's going on here.
I would see the boys when they played home games here on Tuesday nights, and then obviously when they played sub-varsity games, JV freshmen. I got to see them at home. I didn't ever get to go to their away games, but I've taken a hands-off approach to them when it comes to football and sports, and I try to be dad at home and try not to mix the two. I'm his coach. I'm Hayden's coach. Reese is on the defensive side, but I'm Hayden's coach. And I don't try to do a lot of coaching at home. I do all my coaching right up here on the field and in the locker room, but we try to leave football here when we go home, and when we're up here, it's really special to be around them and seeing your kids out there running around making plays.
For sure. Hayden and Reese, what's it like being a coach's kid?
It's kind of a blessing and a curse at the same time. You gotta watch like what you're doing at all times more than usual, just because their eyes on you. but I get to hang out with my dad all day. I just get to hang out. That helps grow our relationship. Like I said, at home, we don't really talk about football. No, we just dad. That's it.
Just Texas football at home.
Yeah, just Texas.
What about you, Reese?
I think that it's nice to have someone up here that I can ask questions to immediately, and him knowing how to answer them. It's nice, and I feel like as a coach's kid, we're also held to a higher standard than other kids are. So he said all eyes on us, and they are.
For sure. Hayden and Reese, we talked about this earlier, kind of following your dad to different places and being at different schools and seeing how it operates at different places. What does it mean for you guys on Friday nights to put on orange and black?
It means everything. We get to go out and represent our family and represent our community. I'm just proud to be able to say I did that.
It's a surreal feeling. Like you get to run out of the blow ups and fans are in the stands just cheering for you. It's really neat to do that. And I'm glad I can.
Well, this is a question for all of you. Coach, you can start. What makes Dumas, Texas special and different from other places?
I think number one, like I said earlier, the family atmosphere, just the community itself. People get along around here. There's very little drama in this town. Very little happening on Friday nights. That's a good thing because I've been at some small places where a lot happens on Friday nights or Saturday nights.
Sure.
And so it's a real peaceful community, but also the work ethic. This is really the first place I've been where you don't have to run around picking up kids all the time. They generally show up when they're supposed to, and there's self-accountability there. And I think that's a product of what they learn at home. Their parents at home go out to work. They work hard for their families, and they expect that same work ethic instilled in their kids. And then I think for me, it's a place where I can send my kids out on the weekends and I know that they're around good people. And we have a fantastic church that we attend, and there are other churches in town that do good things. And we just have we have a lot of people around here that give of themselves and are very benevolent. Just a very giving and friendly community, and really so far off the map that a lot of people don't really know. In fact,
Sure.
There's some misconceptions about Dumas, I think, that even I had when I first came here, that I thought, man, I wished I'd have known about this place earlier. I probably would have come the year before. But I might be at Emerald High now. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe not.
Hayden, what do you think? What makes Dumas special and different from other places?
It's really what he said. The people, like you don't just see it in a football program. You see it everywhere. Like we'll go out, we'll do mission projects. There'll just be a bunch of people just helping out, trying to get something done for her. Trying to think of it. Day of Caring. When we do Day of Caring, there's hundreds of people out there just trying to help the elderly, trying to make Dumas a better place. So really, it's just the people.
Reese?
It's the brotherhood. Like everyone is so supportive. I feel like back in our old town, I feel like the kids weren't as connected as they are here. Everyone is connected, positive of each other, and really like that.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. We do feel like Dumas is a special place, and it's different from other places, and we believe the reason for that is because we are all one family.